Hammock camping, is it for me? Well, today we're going to talk about my first experience hammock camping, particularly in freezing temperatures, and also talk a little bit about the concept and how I managed to get it done this time. Stick around.
Okay, first night of the Yukon Outfitters hammock and tarp. Spent the night here using a 0-degree bag, bundled up pretty nicely underneath with some fleece, thermal underwear, and then just some nylon pants and shirt. Doubled up on socks, wearing some merino wool socks, and then also I think a thicker polyester sock underneath, over the top of that. Then obviously I had the beanie. We got down to, I don't know what the exact temperature was, probably high 20s, might have been 30-ish, but below freezing for sure. Another thing I want to point out that I used in here, you can see it right here. This is the Climate Static V. It does fine, it's nice and comfortable, and I'd like to see how it does on the ground. I haven't done that yet, I haven't slept on the ground yet. And then under that, of course, is the little sort of half-inch foam with foil that was also a pretty good barrier for insulation. That foil made it really slick, and so everything slid down this way towards the center of the hammock. So no matter how much I wanted to sleep up, sort of propped up on one end, couldn't do it. It all slid down. That was really difficult. During the night, everything was shifting, and as my weight was shifted and as my body shifted, everything kind of turned and everything slid. I never felt like I had a diagonal lay, or that I was getting the flat lay that I wanted. I don't know, I would like to use something even thicker, and maybe definitely broader, because I was laying sort of with my knees up and kind of curled up a little bit on my side at times, which made my knees and my butt a little bit cold, but that's just kind of how that worked. My toes are pretty cold. I can't feel some of them, so they are definitely pretty cold. My feet overall feel good, but the toes are cold. And so it was, I'd say the first few hours was pretty good. The first couple hours of sleep was pretty good. After that, I woke up several times. At least I know that I got enough sleep, and how my body feels is pretty good right now. One more thing, just on top of the Static V, I had this, just a small fleece blanket, just acting as just a slight extra barrier, and that's something that I had in the car, so I figured I might as well add it to all of this. And yes, we are car camping today with a bunch of Boy Scouts. I was able to bring kind of whatever I wanted to bring and really test out the system, determining what was going to work, what's not going to work, what else I needed, etc., etc. And so far, I like it. It was fairly comfortable. I've still got some adjusting to do, and I guess some kinks to work out with the system overall in order to make it something that I would like to use indefinitely. The tarp here is set up on a ridge line, so you can see that this thing right here is actually holding some of my gear. There's a water bottle, it's being held up there. The camera was actually hanging from that as well. This is my headlamp, the ThruNite TH10. I'm going to do a review on this shortly. It's a really good headlamp for all the uses I needed it for tonight. I used it on a separate backpacking trip a month or so ago, and that was the main headlamp for that as well, and it performed great. But there's my shoes as well, and you can see that they're kind of hanging up by their little ankle tabs and a carabiner on that ridge line. If you're going to set up with a tarp, I would say use a ridge line of some kind, because that was super helpful as far as my experience is concerned. But that's my first night. Am I a convert to the hammock camping system? I'll tell you this right now, not quite. Not quite. There were definitely some times during the night where I was thinking, gosh, how long would it take me to go set up my tents? Because I brought one. I brought my little shoot, what is it? The Grand Mesa 2 from Kelty. I brought that as well. And I could easily have brought that out here, set it up in that little spot, and had a good night's rest right over there on the ground. And there were several times during the night as I was waking up that I thought, well, maybe I should do that. I didn't. I stuck it out and stayed in the hammock all night.
I don't know. Will I stick with this exact setup, this exact hammock? Will I try to get a more expensive, nicer one that has, a foot box or something like that? Don't know. Maybe I just need more practice. Maybe I didn't span this thing far enough out between that tree right there and that tree over there where we're connected. Maybe I needed a little more space between the two trees. We'll see. Again, we'll do some more practice with it. Feel free to leave some suggestions down in the comments section and let me know how your hammock system works, what you've done to sleep with the best comfort possible, and maybe some of those tips and tricks to hammock camping.
So in closing, I would say the verdict is still out. It was definitely an enjoyable experience, and I definitely see how camping in a hammock has some advantages over camping in a tent and being in contact with the ground like that. Definitely there are some advantages. Is the comfort factor there? For me, I'd say that it was, half dozen to one and 6 to the other. But with more future experiences, I'll probably be able to determine whether this is something I'll stick with indefinitely. In any case, thanks very much for watching. I hope you learned something. I'm the Late Boy Scout. See you later.
This is an absolutely fantastic flashlight. I've loved it. Look how tiny that is. Really, really small. Some nice knurling there on the head, the bezel, and also up over in the sort of I guess you call it the handle, but the whole thing is